Okay, so here's a more in-detailed explanation of how to set up iRefFoos and the OBS streams and all its various iRefFoos features. This won't be a polished video by any sense. I'm going to do it one shot. And let's start from the app side. So you want to go into the stream and share, and hopefully you can still hear me. I'm going to go over to the phone now. I got my phone a little bit away from me. So you're in the stream and share, you choose that. Say for example I want to do the streaming for the stats. I want to show the stats. And also the shot clock. The shot clock is always good. Oh, let's go back there, hold on. So device ID, table 1, you name it, you have to name this uniquely so that it's always just your own table. I'm just calling it table 1 because I'm kind of mimicking like I'm streaming table 1 here, but you can name it anything you want. The URLs that are created will have device equals table 1, so you don't have to worry about it, but you just have to know that you've named it uniquely. And yeah, so we're good to go. So now I've got that all set up, so let's go back into the... I'm going to go get the URLs. You can go in here. And say, for example, the first one that we want to get, let's set up the shot clock. So you pretty much copy the shot clock here, and I've copied it myself already. Shot clock. Essentially that same thing there, device equals table 1, role equals stream, yeah, so that's the one there. So what you do, you go into OBS, you find your scene, and you add a browser source. So you add a source, add a browser source, call it this, I'm going to say it's a shot clock, and then you paste in that URL. So it's going to give you a little bit of countdown to start. Now I use Alt-Tab on these corners here. It's not Alt-Tab, sorry, just Alt, click and drag, just to make it a little bit smaller. This is a clipping thing. It's not making it smaller per se, but it's just shrinking the bounding box. Put this wherever you want it. Sometimes I like it down here. I'm going to cover up this little meters thing over here in the corner. So that's what I want. So now if I go over to my phone, and just to test it out, I'll move the ball around. You can see the shot clock is updating automatically based on whatever rod it's on. Okay, so that's working. That's the shot clock. That's how easy it is. So that's the shot clock. So now what if we want the stats? So in order to get the stats, you go back up into here, click on the broadcast button, and if you look down here, there's another URL there is zone stats browser source. So you take that zone stats browser source, copy that URL, and it's the same URL here. And you create another browser source, add another browser source to the same scene. And this is just going to call it stats. And then you paste that URL right inside there. So now this gives you a different view. This one you want to make probably a little bit bigger so it expands across the whole table. And now there's something special about this one. So you see it's already kind of working. It's grabbed some stats already. But what you want to do with this, you want to interact with it. So you interact with this browser source. What this allows you to do is move these bars along the side aligned with the table. So you can move these bars here, align it with the table, and then you can move these up and down. So this is the 3 rod, this is the 5 rod, this is the goalie. You want to do the same for the other side. So align the bars to the edge of the table, or the line. I always like to do just the inner edge of the table. And you can move, this is the 3 rod, this is the 5 rod, and this is the goalie zone. So that all looks good. Close that, and now it's all good to go and lined up, and we can just always like to lock these things. So then we can test it. I'll play around on my table now for a bit. Oh, first I got to go back and to make sure the auto timer is running and viewing the table. So I was viewing the table, and let's see what gets some stats. 5-bar passive stats, maybe. 2-bar clear, 2-bar stats, or just to clear the 3-rod. Let's just show a couple of stat bars showing up there. And it didn't, so let's see what's happening. So usually when this kind of thing happens, I like to create a new match and kind of reset it. Start the game. So it is communicating. You see it did clear itself. Passes there, a shot from the back, and yeah, so those are working a little bit better. Okay, so sometimes you just need to reset it. That's just a kind of a OBS thing to reset it, because OBS is pulling the iRefFoos servers every 5 seconds to get these stats. So what you actually can do for the stats one to make it better for OBS, you could say I want a custom frame rate. You don't need to go at 30 frames per second for the stats. You probably just need like 5 frames per second, and that's more than enough, because like I said, the stats refresh themselves every 5 seconds, and whenever you change that, you need to interact with it again. Just say done. And then with the clock, for example, you want this one to be more reactive. So if you want to have a custom frame rate for this one, 30 is probably too many. I don't update it that often. 10 frames per second is probably just enough. And it'll actually give you a countdown there just to show you that it's working. So that's how to do the reffing stat setup. Sorry, the stats setup with the shot clock. So the shot clock is being run by the auto timer as the ball moves around. Shot clock is moving around. So ignore this view here. This is just like a still image. This is the actual shot clock that's running from the actual device watching the table. This image here is just a sample image of what your stream might look like. So that's all the OBS stats stuff that you can do with the shot clock embedded as well. So the shot clock's running from the auto timer. Auto timer is detecting its zone, changing, and resetting the clock. Another thing you can do with OBS is this requires the auto timer to be set up, to be configured, and to be watching the table. So another thing that you can do, and that doesn't need the auto timer set up, is just if you have a ref watching a match, and I'm going to change over to the reffing mode on my phone now. So you can do that simply by Roll Wizard, say I'm a ref. Okay, so now I'm reffing a match. And what you can do with the reffing the match, now there's this little cast button up here, or the share button up here. You get the same kind of OBS options. So I'm going to click that. So I'm saying as a ref, I want to share my reffing details. I want to share the shot clock. I want to share when I say 10 seconds, 15 seconds. I want to share that I said reset, timeout, all of those things. And you'll see how they show up. So we say share with OBS. Yes, again, you have to give it a table ID. This could be, again, I would do the table ID again, just to give it a table number. If you want to make your phone, if you make it like Eric's phone, then you're going to have to change the OBS stream every time to say Eric's phone, but it's better if a ref comes along and says, I'm reffing table 1, that ref changes their value to table 1, he stops his thing, the next ref comes along, he says table 1, as well, and they will, if one stops, the next one will take over. That's fine. I built it that way on purpose for this kind of scenario where many refs come and go over the course of a tournament, and they can all say I'm table one, one at a time, of course. So now you have a couple different options for the reffing look. You can go the full embedded, which shows everything in one control, or you can have separate sources, which have the shot clock in one control and the reffing details in another. So the separate sources looks like that. I'll show them both, but I'll just pick this one. So this is what we're going to pick from a reffing standpoint. We're saying really much when you turn this on, you're just getting the URLs for OBS. The only thing you're really turning on is once you turn this on, then yes, you're saying as a ref, I want to share my reffing details with the OBS, but the rest of it is just getting the URLs. The choices here, you can make one choice and then choose the different URLs. That's fine, but you got to definitely turn on the share with OBS for the reffing details, and this sets up a little session between your phone and the iRefFoos servers, and then the OBS controls query the iRefFoos servers for the data, and it all happens very quickly. So let's take those URLs and set up the reffing ones now. So you go into OBS, the same thing, same as before. You add a source, add a browser source. I'm going to add a reffing control. I'm going to show the let's say the just the reffing details separately. So it's just like this. That one says the URL is this. If you look at it, it says for I just want just the reffing details, OBS ref, device equals the table, and then no clock equals 1. iRefFoos builds all this for you. You don't have to worry about it terribly much. So this is going to be the reffing details. You name these whatever you want. That's what you're just naming your browser source, and then you paste in the URL here, and then it gives you this little control here that shows you all the reffing details that this ref is doing. Again, I like to kind of cut the corners here by holding down Alt and clicking dragging, just to make it nice and only take up so much space. I like to put them right here. You can put these anywhere you want. Say you want the reffing details down here, down there, wherever you want, you can put them, but I like to put them right over top of the table. There's always a little black spot around the table. It's always a very nice place to put things. So anyways, so there's the reffing details there, and the reffing is already hooked up to the shot clock, so you don't have to create a new one of those. One shot clock can cover both cases, whether it's coming from the auto timer or whether it's coming from an actual ref. They're both fine. So that is there, and now I'm going to go on my phone and actually click some of the buttons, and you'll see the actual reffing details update live. So you'll see what I'm doing on my phone. So as the ref, I hit the 10-second clock. You see this is the ref. This is all my reffing actions over here, and you'll see the clock. It's updating immediately. If I say there was a goal on the one side, you saw the goal on the little reffing details there. If I say there was a reset, let's make it a realistic reset. It shows all the resets, it shows the jars, it shows the timeouts, everything's there. So whatever the ref does can be shown, and it is shown immediately with within the stream. The most interesting thing always is the shot clock. So if you say the guy's got it on his 3-rod, then the ref hits the 15-second button. And now there's a countdown timer. Everyone understands the shot clock. This is going to be the most compelling thing for users to see, is like 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Is he going to lose the time? Is he going to lose possession? What happens? So this is very easy to add, and it's hooked up right to the ref's actual device. So yeah, so those are the things that you can do with iRefFoos now and OBS. These are all the various setups. I'll show you just the other reffing control, the way it looks. And you can I'm just giving you a shortcut here. So this is the full control for the reffing details. And because I made it smaller, I need to make it bigger now to show the full controls. It's slightly larger control. So it shows it all there once. You don't need the shot clock over here anymore, because the shot clock is actually within this control. So if you just have a reffing the match, it's the 10-second timer, 15 says there's 2 goals over there. It's all there, all recorded, or all reported. So anyways, those are the controls. So you got the reffing controls, you got the shot clock, and you got the stats. So all these things could be added to your stream, mix and match, whatever you like. Definitely, if you have any questions, hit up the Discord or find me on Facebook, ask me questions. I'm more than willing to help. I want people to start to use this to really, make their streams more engaging. Definitely get that shot clock running. Everyone understands the shot clock. I think that's one of the most compelling, easiest wins there is. Stats are interesting, give you things to talk about, and all the rest of the reffing details. Like, not everyone is going to have a ref all the time, but definitely auto timer looking and watching can have that shot clock done automatically, very easily, and then makes those streams really compelling to know, what's happening, how much time does you have left, all that good stuff. So anyways, yeah, so hit me up if you have questions, or let me know if you want to have different themes or different styles. Happy to entertain requirements and questions and thoughts and ideas. So yeah, thanks.